there is a word called political accountability, but I do not know where that rests. The citizens today want to know what happened in Delhi. This was the 2020 riots. We've seen those horrific images. Remember, a lot of lives are still scarred. But where is the political accountability? And before actually I, deep dive into the story, what the court has said is important. So let me just read this out to you, ladies and gentlemen, on top of this edition of The Burning Question. This is exactly what you've heard from a Delhi court earlier today. The Delhi court says the facts and evidence of this case show that a number of persons assembled at the house of Tahir Hussain. Now, who is Tahir Hussain? If you just recall, he's an ex-AAP councillor. You can even recall, those images of him on top of his terrace, wielding a lathi. There were a lot of petrol bombs also that were found. And what did he say? This is in my defense, because I was getting attacked. So look at what the court says. The court says some of them were equipped with firing weapons. Petrol bombs were also arranged by accumulating the required materials in the house of Tahir Hussain, in his house. All these things were done to target Hindus. It's not a political party that's saying this. It is not Republic that is saying that, ladies and gentlemen. It is the court. It's a court that is making this very, very clear. It goes on to say every member of the mob assembled there participated in achieving and encouraging others to target Hindus. Such conducts of the members of this mob show that they were acting out of meeting of their mind with a very clear-cut agenda. So what will the Aam Aadmi Party say now? Can they still defend him? What about political accountability? Those are important questions that we'll just ask. But first up, let's play out the entire story for you and what we've heard from the court in detail about the role of Tahir Hussain.
In a big development in 2020 Delhi riots, Delhi court has agreed to frame charges against former Aam Aadmi Party leader Tahir Hussain in case relating to stone pelting and rioting. Court has observed that there was a deliberate plot to target Hindus.
On the other side, we are now seeing Congress party coming out and questioning this. But the point here is that, yes, there was involvement of Tahir Hussain. At the time, Aam Aadmi Party was seen defending him. Amanatullah Khan had come out and he had defended him, saying that Tahir Hussain is being targeted because he belonged to a particular community. Now, today, court has said that charges should now be framed against Tahir Hussain, which is certainly telling us as to how a massive conspiracy was done. In fact, court has also said that it was being done at the part of Tahir Hussain to disrupt the communal harmony.
Congress has criticized the court order, claiming that Tahir is being named because he is a Muslim.
There is no Hindu, no Muslim. They are criminals. Why do you say that he is a Muslim and he is a Hindu? For last 8 years it is happening in this country. That Hindus have done this, Muslims have done this. They are criminals. Law should take its own course. They should be punished, whoever one is. But unfortunately, this government, Bharatiya Janata Party government, they are responsible for everything, whatever had happened here in Delhi.
देखिए, आज साबित हो गया है फिर से एक बार कि दिल्ली के दंगे ये सहयोग नहीं, ये वोट बैंक का सबसे घिनौना उद्योग था. ये स्पॉन्टेनियस नहीं स्पॉन्सर्ड था, ऑर्गेनिक नहीं ऑर्गेनाइज था, और इसके पीछे मास्टरमाइंड ताहिर हुसैन था और क्लियर कट ऑब्जेक्टिव था कि हिंदुओं को टारगेट किया जाए.
With the court mentioning the anti-Hindu plot, can the secular lobby be in denial on the riot truth? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
So where is the political accountability, ladies and gentlemen, in the entire case? Was all this engineered? The answer is yes. So obviously today we want to find out who was the mastermind, who was funding all this. And before I introduce our entire panel, look very closely at what you see on your screens, because these, remember, are images of the year 2020. You will see petrol bombs. The court even goes on to actually say and in detail talk about the kind of evidence that they believe was found on the terrace of Tahir Hussain. There was a sack of stones. What was it doing on the terrace of Tahir Hussain, who then was the Aam Aadmi Party councillor. I want to say good evening to Nighat Abbas, who's a spokesperson of the Delhi BJP. Sujata Pandey is a political analyst. Atikur Rahman is also joining us. And my first question, Akil Khan, is to you. You've supported the Aam Aadmi Party for too long, but today I want to know, do you have any defense for this? Why were you targeting Hindus?
Madam, I would like to say one very clear thing. Amit Shah, our Home Minister, is directly involved in this rioting. He brought from Meerut the gundas, the criminals, to attack, to create a riot in Delhi to meet his political ends. And 53 people died, not one or two constables or two persons. You cannot identify, you cannot say emphasizedly these are the people. 53 people died, 200 injured.
Mr. Akil Khan.
This is
Mr.
Meerut.
Mr. Akil Khan, sir, listen, sir. Sir, even I can raise my voice. That does not help the
And
cause.
one
Please.
more thing.
Please, I will not let you do this. Please. I've asked you a very simple and a direct question, and if you do not have an answer,
I have
please,
answer to every
one second,
question.
no.
One
Mr.
by one.
Akil Khan,
The original
Mr.
I am
Akil
telling what
Khan,
is the reason
stop
why
this.
these riots happened.
Mr. Akil Khan, have you read what the court has said, sir? Do you believe in the courts? Do you believe in the courts? To hell with your stories today, please.
The BJP is making mockery of our judicial system.
This is a court order, sir. This is a court order.
BJP is making mockery of our judicial system. He's making mockery.
Mr. Khan.
You see, everybody knows the gundas from
Mr. Akil Khan.
destroyed houses of Hindus also.
Mr. Akil Khan.
Hindus and Muslims. And one more thing.
Mr. Akil Khan, please.
Tahir Hussain was on his house.
Mr. Akil Khan, I today,
his house.
I today do not know why you still defending your ex-council. I do not know. See, look at that image. Look at that image. Let's go full frame to that. Do you know who that man is?
You
That
show
man
the
is
images
Tahir
also
Hussain.
where the people were shooting.
That man is Tahir
You don't
Hussain.
show the
He's
images of the
holding a
people were
lathi.
shooting and they were shouting also.
Look at that.
And before that, Kapil Mishra was telling Goli Maro Saro ko. And
Suniye
there is minister
baat.
also,
Akil Khan
Anurag
ji.
Thakur. He also said, what
Akil
about?
Khan
No,
ji.
no, you must be impartial, madam. You must be impartial.
One second.
In
Why are you
taking
getting so
any issue.
worked up? Akil Khan, 1 second. See. सर ऐसा है ना कि जब आप चिल्लाते हैं अगर आपको ये लगता है कि चिल्लाने से आप सारे क्वेश्चंस को डाइवर्ट कर देते हैं,
this is not shouting, this is forceful talking, forceful defending, forceful telling.
I do not want you to run away from the show, so I am still giving you a platform.
This is your
1 second, sir. Please let me complete my question. Please. I'm requesting you, sir. Please. This is not the way you have a debate.
No.
If you are not sensitive to an issue, you know,
our government is not
how many
sensitive,
people
madam.
died.
What government is
Mr.
sensitive?
Akil
What about
Khan.
government?
Mr. Akil Khan,
Government must be
please.
sensitive. Our Prime Minister must be
Mr.
sensitive.
Akil Khan,
He is living in
please,
Delhi.
what are you doing? You're wasting our time. You're wasting our time.
If this is the
Exactly what
wasting
the
of
Aam Aadmi
time,
Party
then I
does.
can't help.
No, 1 second. 1 second. You will not say anything now. If, you know, it's like they say in Hindi, चोर की दाढ़ी में तिनका. अगर आपकी दाढ़ी में कोई तिनका नहीं
पूरी
है,
दाढ़ी ही
आप
चोर
खामोश
है,
रहिए।
पूरी दाढ़ी वाला चोर है।
आप
मैडम,
खामोश रहिए।
complete
आप
दाढ़ी
खामोश
वाला
रहिए।
is a
Mr. Khan,
चौकीदार is
you
चोर.
know, we've already
This is
wasted
told
10
by
minutes.
many people.
We wasted 10 minutes, sir, please. There are other panelists also. If you cannot answer a question, it's fine.
You asked me
Please,
a specific question,
Mr.
I will
Khan.
say. But first of all, what is the reason? What were the
Mr.
things
Akil
behind
Khan
the riot? I should say.
What an absolute
This is supposed to
shame.
be told by
What
you.
an absolute shame. You know, there are those images. Sujata Pandey, 1 second. Please let me take
I
forward
tell you
the
one
debate.
thing.
Mr. Khan, I will ask you to please let me
one
down.
US court decision.
Mr.
I will
Akil
quote.
Khan, you can walk out of the debate if you cannot answer these questions.
I will
That is
answer
it.
every question.
But you can't waste our time. You cannot waste our time by believing that you can scream on the top of your voice and making others do that, sir. Please, this is a story laced with facts. This is a story coming in from the court. You know, if those images were not good enough, here is a Delhi court. Do you want me to read out what the court says?
I know
the court says,
everything
1
because
second,
BJP
1
has
second,
history.
sir.
BJP has history to manage the court. to influence the court,
The BJP has
to direct
managed
the court,
Fantastic.
and
These
to
just
push the court.
really-
This is the BJP's history.
Yes, because you
BJP
cannot,
has been doing, and
because you
one more
cannot
thing,
answer
they
the
have
facts.
used to
Mr.
Chief
Khan,
Justice of
please.
India with 50 crore
Please,
rupees.
I will have to
In
put your
case of
fader down,
Taliban,
sir. Mr.
They
Khan.
reached and they were refused, they were sent
Mr.
back.
Khan, is this the reason why you, I do not know whether you're still with the Aam Aadmi Party or you're just, an analyst that is supporting the Aam Aadmi Party, but please,
This is not
today
the-
even
this
the
is not
Aam
the
Aadmi
question of
Party,
supporting and supporting.
one
This is
second,
different
today even the Aam Aadmi Party,
Totally different issue, madam. This is totally different
Mr.
issue.
Khan, you don't decide that, please. I'm just respecting your age, sir. So please, if you cannot answer questions, you can walk out.
Numbers.
You can
please
walk out.
Forget about this.
You can walk out.
You
I do
must-
not care because you are exposed today.
No,
You are
if you want me
exposed.
to, I will go. No problem.
I thought Nigat
I will
Abbas
go.
that they will come on the show and at least say we have nothing to do with this man. They will begin to distance, but even that
This is
is
the
not
history of,
happening
BJP
because
everywhere.
that
You
is
will
how
find.
brazen you become, Mr. Khan. Please, we've had enough of this. There are images, then there is this court order. What does the court order say, Mr. Khan? And if you now interrupt me, this will be the clearest indication to our viewers that you are not just guilty, but you are brazening this out and you are ashamed to the core. Please do
I will
not.
reply.
Please,
I will
Mr.
reply.
Khan, no, I haven't asked
Should
you
I
a
reply?
question. No,
Should I
there are other
reply?
people who haven't spoken. I've got your
There is
reply.
no higher court in India.
1 second.
No higher court in
so
India.
do that. Get me an order that says
It will
Tahir
be-
Hussain had nothing to
it
do
will
with
be-
this.
this will be
right
clean out.
now, this is what the court of law has said. And before I come to Nigat, Nigat,
There is high
what the
court,
court
there is Supreme
says.
Court, every court
What
is
the
there.
court
Let me
says. Listen to
challenge.
this. It says, Mr. Khan, number of people assembled at Tahir Hussein's house. Some of them were equipped with firing weapons. Petrol bombs were also arranged. All this was accumulated in his house. Stones were stacked. All these things were used to target Hindus. Nigat Abbas, where is the political accountability in this case? And today, you have the Aam Aadmi Party, person who's actually supporting the Aam Aadmi Party, a political analyst, saying that you have fixed the courts. So he says all this is because the BJP wanted this to be written in the court order.
Even today, the people who are in complete denial of what has happened and in complete denial of the court's verdict, really, they're going through a mental diarrhea. The reason why am I saying is that this because they're trying to say that the BJP, the government has managed the court. They're trying to demean the court itself right now. Being a lawyer, I wouldn't buy that, and I would request you to tell Mr. Akil Khan to just move away from the debate. One. Second, when Tahir Hussain has done this, when we are seeing the visuals, when we see the WhatsApp group, these are the evidences. The WhatsApp group was created. The children from the same community, within the same vicinity, were called off midday from the schools. Tahir Hussain had already told his family to move away from the place, to move away from his house, from their house, and shift to a different place because he already knew that this is going to happen and take place tomorrow. It was all a planned and a stated propaganda which Tahir Hussain and Aam Aadmi Party wanted to take ahead. Now, Tahir Hussain, just being a councillor and Nigam Parshad, for my Hindi viewers, cannot have that kind of bandwidth to create this kind of ruckus. So we are bound to believe here that
So you are saying that he is not the mastermind, Nigat. Nigat, we have actually wasted some bit of time, so I just want my panelists to be, a little bit more quick and precise because this is a story that has many layers. So Nigat, are you in one word saying that Tahir Hussain is not the mastermind? Who do you believe is the mastermind? Who was behind this?
Aam Aadmi Party's senior leadership is the mastermind to it. Why? Because we have consistently seen the Aam Aadmi Party is going to the Shine Bagh.
Who's the leadership? Nigat, who's the leadership?
And promoting the slogans like Jinnah Wali Azadi and demeaning this swastik. So that was a propaganda carried out by the Aam Aadmi Party's Arvind Kejriwal and led to the small leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, like Tahir Hussain is one of them. He's just a pyada, nothing else.
Okay, so Tahir Hussain is just a pawn. But what about you, Atikur Rahman? We can choose to disagree on a lot of things, but when you have a court order, and as scathing as this, and Atikur Rahman, with your permission, I again want to just read 2 lines. It says, these acts of the mob make it clear that their objective was to harm Hindus in their body and property to the maximum possible extent. It goes on then to say, indiscriminate firing at others makes it clear that this mob consciously wanted to even kill Hindus. It cannot be said that the accused persons were oblivious of this objective of the mob? Atikur Rahman.
Fine. Deepti, under no circumstances I will be losing any faith in our judiciary. The courts are very much in their ambit to give us justice. And I am very much sure that out of the 53 people died, none of them were politicians. Now this Kapil Mishra thing and the Tahir Hussain thing, it was a communal riot in Delhi. Everything is on a very wide compass. Herein we will have to look whether the Delhi elections were lost
with again due respect, I just want to come in with one important bit here. You know, a lot of people, and I'll let Sujata and Nigat later respond to this if we have the time, but the point is you're equating a Kapil Mishra with what Tahir Hussain said. You know, did. What Kapil Mishra said and did, you know, again, is a matter of another investigation. But tell me something. Did you have lathis at his, you know, terrace? Did you have petrol bombs that were found, located? Did you have a mob that got assembled with Kapil Mishra? So is it fair to have that equivalence and normalize this, Atikur Rahman? At least you are not wearing a political color. You're not wearing a political hat. Why today are you so hesitant in calling out those people responsible for this, Atikur Rahman?
That's why I'm telling you, Deepti, the courts will be being very harsh on all the perpetrators of the rioters. Just why I said 53 people died, none of them were politicians. When will the accountability lies with the political class? Every time there are riots, the riots are engineered by politicians, the political parties. And these Delhi riots were engineered by the BJP to teach the Delhiites the lesson because the BJP lost.
Atikur Rahman, again, you know, this is the problem, Atikur Rahman, when you have an evidence which is as clear as this. You know, this matter will obviously go down now to a trial. But this is prima facie what the court, while, you know, applying its mind, has figured out while looking at the kind of evidences and whatever the prosecution has said, Sujata Pandey. So today I want to know why today are people saying us versus them? वो भी करते हैं, इन्होंने भी कर दिया, तो क्या हो गया, Sujata Pandey? Is this what the citizens deserve?
No, and it is so unfortunate, Dipti, that we as the world's largest democracy, we have people who turn blind eye, not just in the facts, but also on the court judgment, which you're rightly carrying in your hand and reading from the judgment. The entire plot, which is now exposed, you know, the CAA, which was made to look like an Islamophobic act by the government, is now stands.
No, what are you saying, Atikur Rahman? Atikur Rahman, does this have zero value? I am not saying it's the final order, but that's what I said. Prima facie, when you have a case that begins, the court is making it very clear also, Atikur Rahman, that this man, you know, this man called Tahir Hussain, for the longest time, Mr. Akil Khan was playing a victim card. He said, "Mujhe to ye sab rakhna tha because I was under attack." But someone who's under attack, you know, Akil Khan, tell me something. Why will he store a sack of stones? Why will we have petrol bombs?
Can you really say,
Arey Baba, talk about this. No, don't waste time.
Yes, on this only.
Mr.
On this only. People who has right, they have right to defend themselves against those criminals.
Arey, you have a right to
those
defend.
Who came to kill them.
I do not know what you will defend
Those who
here.
came to kill them from Meerut, and there are many Hindus who were killed by this mob. This Meerut mob. Meerut criminals. They killed Hindus also.
There. You are justifying killing of Hindus. Are you going to be counting dead bodies now, Mr. Khan?
These Meerut criminals brought by Home Minister, and they killed Hindu and Muslim both.
Sujata, quickly.
Dipti, can I just please? I didn't speak in between anybody. So now,
yes,
you
quickly,
were right. You were right, Deepti, that where is the political accountability? You know, after 3 years, this verdict has come in where the court has clearly pointed out that the clear intent was to harm Hindus and Hindu properties. I know this was all very, very suniojic.
Not harm,
organized.
Tell me the political accountability.
Not even harm, it says kill. K-I-L-L. Kill. That is the word that this court order uses. Kill.
Dipti, do not forget the entire lobby tried to
he was warning the state police.
Why not? Kapil Mishra name is there.
Harsh measures against the NDCA protesters. We will create a riot situation.
Remove all the CCTV cameras from his house.
But this was the plan, no, Atikur Rahman. I'll give you the trust? Now tell me who's going to trust you?
This is
Who will trust in
absolutely
Akhil Khan?
wrong,
No
madam.
one.
This is absolutely
you
wrong.
have video evidence, you have all this video evidence, then you have the court order, and you're still telling me, Baba, abhi kaise? You can't question him, Atikur Rahman.
Dipti, 30 seconds. Please don't forget when this riot was carried out. When PM Modi was
Tahir Hussein's episode.
attending foreign delegates.
Are you justifying this, Atikur Rahman? Does that justify the fact that you can have petrol bombs? You can have a mob on top of your, terrace here that is targeting people. It's targeting Hindus.
Tahir Hussain.
How can you justify this at all, Atikur Rahman?
In defense of his.
You are defending
No
the
need of
indefensible.
justifying the
Tahir Hussain
Defense, अरे बाबा defense के लिए telling you when you plan Nigat Abbas, will you plan and have a stack of stones? You will have petrol bombs. You will arrange fire weapons. Who does this for defense? This is not defense.
US court has
This
given
is
one
attack.
decision.
No,
A person who killed a person, just a minute. A person who killed a person was put before the court, and court asked me. The judge asked him, why you killed this person? And the person told, if I would not have killed him, he would have killed him. So court has acquitted him. Court has acquitted. Okay, you are right, because you would have been killed by those persons to whom you killed.
The indefensible today.
And he is defending on his own house terrace. He was defending himself. This is the attack by BJP goons.
We need to wrap. 1 second.
BJP goons were attacked.
This was no defense. No, Mr. Khan, this was no defense. This was a plan to attack. We've completely run out of time. Arnab is going to be bringing up this big debate on top of 9. Mr. Khan, please. Mr. Khan, you're wasting our time. I need to thank Nigat, and I'm thanking also Sujata and both gentlemen on the show, though the Aam Aadmi Party is still running away, remember, from these questions. But never forget, there was a plan to target Hindus. We want to know where is the political accountability. Back on the other side with lots more.